Happy tinny talk. No tinny talk because I just went in the fridge to get it and it has been taken. Someone thought it would be a good idea to take my Red Bull out the fridge, drink it, and leave me with none. So now I have juice. I'm actually also in my dining room. Yes, that is a sauna in my dining room. He's beautiful. Anyway, we are in the dining room. This is the last time I'm going to be recording in here because I got a studio. Woo! Taking it the next step with the tinny talk. We're taking the next step. You know, we're not super famous yet, but we're taking the step anyway. Anyway, guys, let's try and move you down a little bit. There we go. And I can just like relax a little bit. There we go. Okay, so here, tinny talk. Let's do this, right? I'm feeling a lot better now, but I started the day off rough. Let me tell you, my brain, like when I'm hormonal, so when I'm due my period, sorry for the info, but it's true. My ADHD is crazy, right? And let me tell you, I think people underestimate how bad my ADHD actually is because I'm good at controlling it. I have spent a lot of years looking into it and finding ways to control my mindset and control how I deal with situations. And I can get out of it, hence why I feel better now. Like I went and trained, that didn't work actually. And then I went for a run. Running really helps me. So I don't run as often as I used to. I run now and again. But when I'm really like, walk or run every time sorts it. Because the gym kind of, you know, you're getting, with those big lifts, you're getting angry and you're trying to get yourself riled up. So sometimes it doesn't always help. It definitely makes me feel better, but with like the ADHD side, kind of need something a little bit calmer. Running, you don't really need to think about it. You just put music on, you go. Anyway, let me tell you the thoughts I was having today. Because I know that there's other people out there that are just as fucking batshit crazy as I am. And you probably, by the way, this is post-training, like, deal with it. I look like shit, okay? But it's okay. Anyway, I know there's other people out there that probably think they're going absolutely nuts and they just want to give up and they just say, fuck it. Let me tell you, that was me this morning. Do you know what started off? I cut my fucking finger with a bread knife. Like, literally, my brain was so busy. This is how bad it was today. I was slicing my muffin, slicing it, and then I was like, what is that on my finger? And I was still slicing, and then I was like, oh, it's me. Putting a bread knife in and literally have sliced almost half. Anyway, whatever. It's all good. It'll heal. Blood was everywhere. Anyway, doesn't matter. So that was how busy my brain was. I didn't realise straight away that I was slicing my finger in half instead of the roll. But anyway, it's all good. And that's when I knew. I was like, oh, it's gonna be one of those days. And then I just started like my brain. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I can't even remember what I was saying now. This is the reality. This is the reality of a brain like mine. And I know that you're all thinking the same. Anyway, yes. So when my ADHD is this bad, I start to really question myself, whether I am good at what I do, whether I'm a good person, whether I'm a good mum. Do I need to do more? Should I be doing this? Should I be doing that? And then it gets so overwhelming that I just think, you know, I'm not going to do it anymore. I can't do this anymore. I can't do my job. I'm not good at it. My social media is shit. Nobody cares. And the thing is, it doesn't matter, even if one person, but still, you just get this, like, nobody cares. It's not good. You're not getting, the engagement that you want. And you start overthinking. And really, deep down, I don't care about that. I really only care if I make a difference. But your brain takes over. You start thinking you should have this and you should be doing that and you should be doing this. And then you start questioning, like, am I spending enough time with the kids? Am I doing this? And then you're just like, do you know what? I just can't do this anymore. I just can't do it. I'm not cut out for this anymore. And then what happens is you start getting annoyed. I start getting annoyed at myself. This is what I do. I start getting annoyed at myself. Like, when I then say things out loud. So I say things out loud to, like, my close friends and people that I know I can trust. And I say, I'm going to maybe stop this and this and that and that. And they're like, really, though? And then when I say it out loud, I'm like, that's just not true. What you're saying out loud is not true. Because saying it in your head and saying it out loud is totally different. Saying it in your head, you believe these things and you believe these thoughts, and it's just fucking chaos. But when you actually say it out loud, it's totally different, because you actually hear yourself say it and you're like, that's not true. And that's bullshit, what you just said. Like, if somebody said to me, you're a shit mum, I'd be like, well, that's not fucking true. So why don't you fuck off? How's that sound? But I say it in my head all the time. So then when I say it out loud and I'm like, oh, I just don't think I'm doing enough and blah, blah, then I'm like, but you're doing your best. And that's all you can, like, you're literally giving it everything. And that's all you can do in every aspect of your life. I'm trying to give it everything as much as I can, trying to improve all the time. That's all you can do. When you say that out loud, you start to realise. And then what happens? The process is not finished there. Let me tell you, I'm having a drink. Then what happens is you then start to wonder why you're self-doubting yourself. Then you start blaming the fuckers in your life that didn't believe in you, and like, I don't believe in myself and it's all their fault. And by the way, because that was me running. Guess what? We also can't do that. We can't blame other people for the belief we have in ourselves. Yes, there's people in our life that probably making us feel a bit like shit. It makes us feel like we're not good enough. People in our past, people right now in the present, and there'll be people in the future. But we have to take responsibility, because guess what? It's not really them. They're not really the reason. Did they spark that self-doubt in you? Possibly. Are they still doing it? Maybe they are in some people's. But what it comes down to is whether you think you can do it and whether you think you're good enough. And that's really tough to accept and actually say that and be like, actually, if you're doing your best and you know you're doing your best, then and it's not good enough for someone else, then there's nothing more, but there's still nothing more you can do. You know yourself that you are doing your very best. And that's all you can do. I hope that makes sense. It makes sense in my brain. But it's hard. It is hard, you know. And I was like running and I was like in tears. I was like, oh my God, I am just trying my best. And then I was like, this person doesn't think it's good enough and this and that. What if they don't think it's good? And I'm like, girl, do you think it's good enough? And I'm like, yeah, because I'm trying my best. I'm trying hard. If I wasn't, then I'd be like, well, girl, you can do better. You can do better. But if I know I'm doing everything I can, then there's nothing more I can do. Just keep wanting to be better, keep trying to improve. But there is only so much you can do, and you have to be happy with that within yourself. So I know that whole thing just went a bit crazy, but essentially, when we're tired and when we're down, we start to doubt ourselves and we start to think we can't do things. And then we start to blame the people in our lives that didn't believe in us. Well, guess what? They probably will never believe in you and probably will never think you're good enough, those people. But does that matter? No. You know why? Because it only matters if you think you're good enough. This is where I struggle a lot. And I am a very, very deep person. You might not know this. You might be, well, but like deeper than, in fact, people don't realize how deep I am. I'm out running, like singing out loud and like, woo, with all these emotions running. But because I'm so deep and I think so deep into things, and it's a good thing and a bad thing. But what I've come to realize the last few years, and sometimes I forget, today was a day I forgot, and then I remembered, that only I, myself, can determine whether I'm good enough or not. No one else. No one else. Because I'm the one that's doing the fucking work. I'm the one that's showing up. It's me. It's about what I do. Me. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. Even as a parent, like we want our kids to be proud of us. I'll tell you a story about that in a minute. Oh my God. Anyway, even as parents, if we know we are trying our best, and our kids don't agree, like, but I'm trying my best and everything. They might not see that right now, but they will. Communication is key for stuff like that. It's like, if somebody thinks that you really care about and thinks that you need to do more, but you yourself believe that at this moment you are doing your best, then that has to be enough. If you look at yourself and you know for sure you're not doing your best, then that is a you problem and you need to deal with that. But I put myself down so much in my own head, it's unfucking believable. And it's usually only when I'm like tired and run down, which I am. But I put myself down so much, and I'm like, I think that all the people around me, I'm not good enough, I want more, and this, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, they're not even fucking bothered. It's me that's the problem. And then maybe the people that I've had in my life in the past are people that don't believe in me now and that don't think I'm enough or think that I should change this and that. That doesn't matter. Like, that's their opinion, whatever, goodbye. I think I'm doing enough. And when I was out running today, I was running. And I was like, honestly, look at yourself right now and where could you be better? What can you do differently? Are you doing enough right now? Yes, I am. I am doing everything I can to be the best version of myself. Am I the best version of myself? Absolutely not. Do I want to continue to improve? Yes. But right now, am I doing everything possible to be the best version of myself? Yes, I am. I am trying my hardest. Does that mean that I'm perfect? Nope. Does that mean I'm not going to make mistakes? Absolutely not. But what I know is it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. It's what I think. And I can truly look at myself right now and be like, in every area of my life, I am trying my best. That is the honest truth. Sorry, excuse me. And I just want you at home that is maybe feeling like that as well, or have felt like that, or will feel like that, because you probably will at some point. I want you to take responsibility. Because I do get a lot of people that say, you know, the self-doubt stems from people in my past, and I get it. Well, let me tell you, I get it, right? But there's only so much that we can blame them. People that you've maybe got in your life that make you feel like you're not going to. There's only so much you can blame them. You need to, and it's hard. It's not easy, but you need to look at yourself. So, for example, if I thought that let's say my weight loss wasn't going to plan, and then I said to my coach, Matt, it's not going to plan, blah, blah, blah. And he says, well, you're not doing everything. You're not doing everything you can. You're obviously not doing this. You're obviously not doing that, right? And I knew I was. I'd be like, well, no, I am. And I'm doing my best and there's nothing more I can do. Bottom line. However, this is how sometimes you know. If you are triggered and you're like, well, I am doing my best. It's your fault, blah, blah, blah. It's your fault, your fault. You're not. Then you know that you're not doing your best because it's triggered you. Then you know you're not giving it 110%. And I can say honestly, right now, like I said, not perfect, but I am doing my absolute best. I am trying so hard and I put so much pressure on myself, but I'm trying my best. That's what I discovered on my run today. But yeah, let me go back to this proud thing. I can't remember the line I said, but I was like, I need to tell you. Chloe this week. This is when you think, this is a moment, right? And this is what I need to remember. This is a moment that you realise. I've actually had a few moments like this. A moment you realise. Sometimes it doesn't click straight away, but you're like, oh my gosh. When you start thinking you're not doing good enough, right? And you need to do better. It's blah, blah, blah. There's moments that you have that you're like, I'm going to get emotional. Cope. I'm going to have to have a drink. Sorry, I'm coughing into the microphone. I've got such a bad cold as well and it doesn't help. Anyway, I've questioned myself a lot as a parent in the last year because I've been away a lot. I feel really guilty when I leave, blah, blah, blah. And I know deep down, I know in my heart that I don't go away weekends partying. I'm working. I'm trying my best for my future, for my family. And I know that deep down. Although I absolutely love traveling and I love going away and I love my job, like it is still work. And I always think, oh, yeah, maybe I'm just not doing enough as a parent. And then you get a text from your daughter by the way, does not express emotion that much. Not only a text, a visible message on a post on Instagram, like for other people to see, saying that they are proud of me and that she loves me. She's proud of me. Oh, I can't even with that. That's when you know. And when you get a client saying, you know, all my clients are my friends. I make very good friends with all my clients because I speak to them every single day. Of course, I'm going to make friends with them. People that say they don't is bullshit, right? And I want to make a difference. And to make a difference, you've got to create some kind of trust and respect and loyalty. And that's what you do with friends. Anyway, and I said to a friend, like, I just didn't feel like I was doubting myself in my coaching ability. And she says, well, you've got actual proof that you're a good coach because look how far you've got me. And I was just like, another one. I can't cope with these today. But it's so true. You got to look at the data, people. Look at the data and really look into yourself and be like, are you doing a good enough job right now? And if the answer is yes, then you are. If the answer is no, then how can you change it? Who can help you change it? Simple. Pretty simple. But I was emotional today. I'm still emotional. And I'm going to continue to be emotional today. But yeah, just fucking hard, is it? Jeez, oh. It's hard. It's hard. I wish that, I mean, I don't wish anything. I'm quite happy and quite grateful. But sometimes I wish that I didn't have these feelings because sometimes I don't. I go for weeks and I feel amazing. But when I'm run down and tired and hormonal and all the other shitty things, I just feel like giving up on everything. And I think that people look on my Instagram and stuff like that and see me achieving and just think, oh my God, superwoman, like she can do anything and blah, blah, blah. And I do believe nothing's impossible, but fuck, some days I just want to pack it all in. I don't want my business. I don't want to do training. I don't want to compete. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that because it's just so much. My brain. And I do put pressure on myself. I do. And no one else does. That's the thing. I am the problem. I am the problem. But it is what it is. That is just how I am. And it'll continue. I'm never ever going to be happy all the time. That's not normal. You're never going to be positive all the time. You're going to have days where you want to give up. You're going to have days where you're just like, fuck this. Fuck this. Bullshit. I don't want to do it. I can't do it. No. But guess what? You can't fucking do it. You're just having a day. So sit the fuck down and chill out, relax, say things out loud, actually hear yourself. Like, is what you're saying true? No, it's not. Are you a shit parent? No, I'm not a shit parent. Are you a shit coach? No, I'm not. Because I make a difference in people's lives and that's always the goal. And I've got fucking proof, years of proof. Data. I don't even just need my own thoughts. I've got fucking data to look at. Are you a good athlete? Yes. You know why? Because I've got fucking data to show it. Why else? Because I work fucking hard. That's a lot of F-bombs. That's true. How do I know a good parent? Because my kids are absolutely amazing. If you're a good parent, they lead by example. I have proof. And I still doubt myself. Still. And we all do. And I wanted to share that today because I know that sometimes I think, what the hell is wrong with me? Why can't I just be positive and confident all the time? Doesn't work. Doesn't work like that. I get the mum guilt. I get the coach guilt. I get everything. It usually just hits me at once. Like a fucking brick to the face. Poof. And then I'm like, I can't do it. Like I am literally wild. My brain, maybe it's better that I didn't have a tinny today. Don't get me wrong, I've had tinnies today, but right now I probably need another one. Somebody stole it, so I don't really have a choice. But anyway, yeah, and like, it'd be good to have a conversation with somebody about this, actually. Get like a right convo going on. But I was talking like for Mental Health Month this month. Excuse me. And the amount of self-doubt that people have, it's not a bad thing. I've went on about self-doubt so many times, right? I really have. I've tried to conquer it, but that bitch doesn't go away, okay? And she's not a bad thing, because she does push me, because I'm like, I'll show you. She usually sits here. And it does push me, but it also is so draining when you just... That's why you just need to take a second and be like, is what this bitch saying true? No. And if it is true, accept it and change it. If she's saying, listen, you're not losing weight because you're being a fat bitch. Keep eating shit. Keep picking. You're right. You've got to accept it. Be like, you know what, you're right. I am. But if you're not, if you're doing everything, you're trying your best, then fuck her right off. I'm like, listen, I know what I'm doing is enough. Because it's not other people that's a problem, it's us. If we're happy with us, it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. That is the truth. That is the truth of the matter. That has been my week, up and down last week. But today was not a great day. I did wake up and I just felt like absolute shit. And I was just like, oh my God, I am not doing a workout. I am not going for a run. I can't do it. I'm so ill. And then I actually did do it. I was fine. I did the workout, did the run. The run was really, really not great, but I did it and I needed it for here. So it was worth it, even though it was shit. It was okay. Because guess what? Today I tried my best on the run. Because when I got up, I wasn't going to do the run. So I'm happy I just did it. So I did a good fucking job. That was good last week. Last week I didn't feel like this. You know, just sharing with you. And if you can relate to this, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Because it's just my thoughts. I'd like to hear your thoughts and what you're struggling with. I'd love that. So you can message me on Instagram, _NBcoaching. I'm really sorry for coughing, and I am not editing it out. It takes too long. I'm not editing out the coughs. Plus, it's real life, okay? Tinny Talk's about being real. Tinny Talk is about being real. And that is my real struggles for today. As I said, I am feeling better now. I've been for a run. If I'd done this before my run, it would have been a whole different story. I would have been crying. I was crying on my run. I was like, oh, I just don't know what to do. I'm so shit. And then I was like, you're not that shit. You're actually not right. You do a good job. Because the thing is, I heard this thing the other day. I can't remember what program I heard on. I heard on a program. And this is like my complete... What the... mantra? Let's call it a mantra. I think that's... I don't know if that's the right word. But that's what it is now. My whole mantra for my... whatever I do in life. Like, especially my work. It's like, some people can do a job, but other people can make a difference. And there's a difference between those two. There's a difference between doing your job and making a difference. And I want to make a difference. Does that make sense? Like this. Tinny Talk. It's a part of my job, but I do it because I want to make a difference. My speaking gigs, my motivational speaking, it is a part of my job. But I don't just see it as a job. I want to make a difference. Coaching. It is my job. It is a very stressful job. It consumes your life. But guess what? When people tell you how they're feeling and how they're feeling so much better about themselves and they're so much healthier and happier, that's you've made a difference. It's not just a job then. It's about making a difference. When you're a mum, it's a job. It's the fucking hardest job in the world. Or a dad. Sorry, a parent, not just mum. Parent, mum, dad, doesn't matter. Guardian. It's hard. So hard. But if you're making a difference in a positive way, that's all that matters. And I'm glad I shared that today because I always feel so much better when I do these. And I can't wait for my studio to be finished. And hopefully it's finished next week. I mean, that's just down to me. It will be finished if I do it, but it's about finding time to do these bigger jobs. But we're almost there. It's like just a floor. And put some panels up so it doesn't echo so much. But I need to do these like every week and be like, guess what? Feel good today, feel shit today, whatever. But anyway, as always, hope that helped you guys. And if you feel like, you've listened to it and you think, that's all right, but didn't really, help me in any way, but you think it might help someone else and you don't relate to it with somebody else, please share it with them. Because I really do want to get my message out there that not every day is perfect. And there is people out there that are real and will tell you the truth. My life is not perfect. My life is hard, but I love it. Not always. I forget sometimes. how lucky I am. I am lucky. And I love my job and I love my kids and I love everything I get to do and I should be grateful every single day. But sometimes I forget, which we all do, because life gets busy and then we're like, oh my gosh, I hate that. And that's okay as well, as long as we don't stay there for too long. So yeah, that's it. Fans of Tinny Talk, I hope that was helpful. Love to hear some feedback, because sometimes I say stuff high on caffeine, high on life, ADHD brain flowing, and I'm not sure if it makes sense, but I'm sharing it anyway. But there you go. Please let me know if this helped. If it didn't, I'm speaking shite. Also tell me, not offended. Don't get offended easily. I really, really don't. So, feedback is welcome. I hope you all have a great day. I do hope that helped. Happy non-tinny talk for the culprit who stole the tinny. I'm coming for you. Until next time. Happy tinny talk.